What's going on, everybody, and welcome to the video. In this one, we're just going to be going over my portfolio, how it's done over the past week, pretty much. And then we're also going to be talking about the new Google Sheets tools that I have created, a portfolio tracker, a stock research tool, and a DCF model, and how you can get access to this. Very useful information. I'll be showing you how to use them as well if you are interested in that. But let's go ahead and before we do this, I'll ask if you enjoy this type of content that you subscribe to the channel and you turn on post notifications so you don't miss out on any of my future content. But let's go ahead and get straight into it. So as we can see, my portfolio is down about 1% this week, negative $114. We earned $8.20 in dividends. Looking at everything, this passive investing pie, which is just SPY and VU, is down 1.5 and 1.52%, while my regular dividend portfolio, which is just a few funds and multiple individual stocks, is only down 0.71%. So outpacing the market just a little bit in returns in that sense, but seeing tech and cloud computing down 0.86%, banking and fintech up 0.3%, income fund, just some high dividend yield ETFs, down 1.3%, restaurants and food, which is Starbucks, up 2.7%, consumer and stores down 4.3%, and real estate down 1.5%. Now, that's how the portfolio is doing. We'll look at my activity recently. I did have making 2 buy orders for my portfolio. They went straight to VU and SPY, $150 roughly each. And then seeing the dividends that came in, I got 1 cent from Jeppy on the 6th. I don't own much of Jeppy anymore. I'm kind of trimming that out of my portfolio. And then we also got $1.89 from Lowe's. And I do believe there is another dividend payment coming in that just kind of, sometimes with M1 Finance and even all brokers, it takes a day or two to register those dividends. So we're waiting for that to fill up the 820 that is coming in very soon. But let me go ahead and kind of talk about these portfolio sheets that I've created. So the first one is going to be the dividend gains portfolio tracker. If you are interested in getting these, check out my Patreon. The link is in the description down below. You can go ahead and get it for $5 a month. What you will get is the entire portfolio, ultimate dividend portfolio tool, the portfolio tracker. I'll show you how to use it. And then with the premium, which is just $10 a month, you'll get the portfolio tracker as well as a stock research tool and the dividend gains DCF model that I've created. But let me go ahead and show you why I believe this is valuable and kind of how to use this and why I'm using it myself. So this is kind of your portfolio dashboard, kind of just goes over everything in your portfolio, different portfolio allocation, like how much percent you own in each stock, sector diversification, how much percent you own of your portfolios in each sector, a total portfolio cost compared to your total portfolio gains, kind of shows you your overall gain and loss just in a visual term, your expected yearly dividend income, how much you're making on average per month in dividends, how much dividends you've earned all time, and you kind of get the gist. There's a lot of good stuff that you can see, your portfolio overview total, all these different things are very important when it comes to this. Also, something I really liked was the portfolio notes that I created, just kind of understanding a little bit of pushing yourself and kind of staying disciplined and making sure you're staying on that right track with your dividend stocks in your portfolio. And we have the per stock performance, kind of shows you your purchase value compared to market value on each stock that you currently own. And that's the dashboard. Then we have the portfolio, looking at your portfolio, how many numbers of shares you own. The only thing about this that you do manually have to do is enter in the number of shares you own and your buy stock price. Everything else will come in automatically, such as the PE ratio, the annual dividends. All this information is going to show up on its own. You also get your dividend yield on cost. Like, I'll kind of just show you, for example, how simple this works. Right now we have Microsoft in this, and I'll just go ahead, like McDonald's is a stock that I can show you an example of. I'll type in McDonald's. Everything's going to change for a second. Then it gives you the sector, its PE, its annual dividends, and all the different stuff that you would have to know if that was to be the stock that you wanted to change. So if you want to get access to this, link is in my Patreon, just $5 a month for this alone. You also get your yield on cost versus current yield with all these different things, estimated annual dividend income, your totals for your portfolio. You do also have to manually enter in how much cash is in your portfolio, but that's it. And then coming up next is the dividends calendar and income tracker. So here's a dividends calendar. You can see your 2023 monthly dividend income, your annual dividend income historically. One thing I like is this, the projected annual dividends, and then how much you're making kind of on a daily, weekly, monthly basis. Just kind of good to see that, get a good visual on it. Historical monthly income and dividends, just all throughout your portfolio investing time. You get the monthly dividends per years, and this is how this information comes up is through dividend calendar data, which is the last thing that you have to manually input, which is, so for example, let's just say what you do is you type in like the month, like the first 3 letters, and then the year. So let's just say Feb 23, and then you type in the ticker. Make sure you do type it in all caps. Like I don't even know if Microsoft paying their dividend this month, but let's just say Microsoft. okay? And let's just say that they paid me $5. So I'll hit an enter, and we'll go back to dividend calendar and income. We'll see right here, Microsoft is right here, $5 was entered, so then it tells you the per stock total. All these charts will change a little bit. It adds up your monthly dividends per year, and it adds up how much you made in February, year-to-date total, and all that good stuff. So it does manually do all this information, automatically does this. All you have to do is type in, what paid you and when and how much. Very simple to use and very good for tracking your portfolio and kind of staying on top of your dividend stock portfolio. Next up, also, actually, I do want to mention this, the code. This is kind of going to be something that you do not want to touch when it comes to this. It's very important that you just don't touch it. There's really no benefit in touching it by any means. It's just what pulls up a lot of this information. And if you are to mess with it, I mean, you can go back into the Patreon and create a new copy, but then you'll have to just go through everything again, such as entering your portfolio and all that stuff. So just try to avoid the code unless you feel like you can enhance this by any means. I mean, feel free to try, but just understand that you could mess things up. Next up, let's talk about the stock research tool that I created. So we're looking at Microsoft right now. The only thing you have to do in this is type in the ticker in all caps right here, and all this information will change. We've got stock overview, returns, profitability, valuation, income statement stuff, analyst sentiment, management, earnings, balance sheet. The reason I made this is because, usually whenever it comes to me researching a stock, I look through multiple websites, and still I sometimes do that. But I wanted to kind of get an insight on a one page of all the most important stuff that I could just look at and make it very simple and kind of get a good overview in a short amount of time. So I do think this is a good problem that's being solved. It tells you a lot of information. This is all sourced from Yahoo Finance or FinViz or Google Finance. But let me go ahead and kind of show you how this works. So right now we're looking at Microsoft. I'll go ahead and type in Apple and just give it a second to load, and all this information will show up. Sometimes it does take a second to load. It's the way it works with Google Sheets. Here we go. All this information will show up, the outstanding shares, valuation, returns. Sometimes you just have to give it a little bit. If it does ever lag on you, I will be honest, you just have to refresh sometimes. Give it a minute or two. But it is still a very good way of being able to get all this information in a short amount of time. So that's how you use that. If you want more directions on this, you can go to the start here. It'll tell you everything you need to know. But also, do not touch the code. The exact same thing. Remember, all this different stuff. So don't touch the code. It's just going to mess up things and make things more difficult on yourself. Let me go ahead and show you the last one, which is the dividend gains discounted cash flow analysis model. This is a DCF model. You will be taking this link if you do end up purchasing. You'll be taking this exact thing. Just make a copy. Remember, on all these, it's a very simple file. Make a copy and then make your own. So you'll be put on as a viewer, and then once you make a copy, you can edit it, put in your own portfolio, all that stuff. This is a DCF model. It's not even a real one. I went through like half of it and then I just stopped. But it gives you all that information. It's very easy to use a DCF model. If you don't know how to do it, you pretty much just type in the numbers, and then all these projections will kind of automatically calculate everything. So I'll just kind of show you real quick. Let me go ahead and just type in, let's just say this random company says 560 million. I'm just going to change this to 800 million to show you how the numbers work and show you all this stuff. So then we'll go, all these numbers will change. Everything changes kind of based on different things. But that's how that works. If you are interested in getting this, check out my Patreon. The link is in the description down below. It's also on my channel. It's a dividend gains. This one right here, as I said, the silver member, you'll get just the portfolio tracker. And then for everything, the premium member, you'll get for $10 a month. So make sure to check it out. Also on the Patreon, I will be doing Ask Me Anything, exclusive content, things like that, providing as much value as I possibly can to you guys. But again, thank you for stopping by the video. Thank you for making it to the end. If you did enjoy it, make sure to subscribe to the channel and turn on post notifications so you don't miss out on any of my future content. I hope to see you in the Patreon. Make sure to check it out, and I will see you in the next video.